All right, good morning. We showed a video the other day, with our spindle testers here. This is a spindle we cut off a few months ago. And, we saved it for some demonstration purposes. Obviously, you can see the threads on the end are in bad shape, and we welded a small plate on the end just to make it stand up straight. But here on the bearing journals themselves, I mean, they're in pretty rough shape, but when you feel across it, there's a very slight, ridge there where you can see the wear. And that's where our spindle tester comes in. I explained the other day, it's a go, no-go gauge. It's identified TN style. And then we have a part number here that will provide you with a chart so that you know what part number this corresponds with what spindle. We've got our corporate website put right on top there. It's a nice piece, real simple to use. You're going to put it right over top of the spindle, and if it comes to this side, this spindle's bad. All right, this is one of our TN style replacement spindles. Here on the bottom, there's a bushing, which I'll show you here in a moment. You can see it's real nicely machined all the way around. Just beautiful work, in my opinion. Every one of our spindles has a serial number, so it's tracked from the factory to the installation facility, and we mark on every invoice what and who did the spindle replacement. Excuse my shaky hand this morning. So here's our no go-go gauge again. We're going to put it on. You gently slide it over, and it will not go. This spindle is still in factory specs. Okay, as you can see, this is our bushing here that goes into the axle. We actually machined this down in the field on site to fit inside of the trailer axle. Very, very tightly, very snug. That gets us our center. This is plug welded into place, and then obviously this spindle part here is screwed into this piece here. We leave a slight gap between these two parts here. This is actually screwed in tight to the face of the axle. You have a 37-degree bevel here. We'll have a 37-degree bevel on the axle, and this gets welded. The reason we leave a small space here is that this spindle ever goes bad, again, it can be replaced. That axle is not junk. You bring it to a service center, we'll come to you. 30 to 45 minutes later, your truck will be running down the highway or ready to be reassembled to run down the highway. It's the first serviceable spindle in the industry. So it's early Saturday morning. I just started this video out by showing the spindle tester again, an example of our spindle, give you a little bit of insight about our process. I really feel like our process is probably the best in the industry for replacements of spindles. Also, we want to touch on inspecting spindles properly. I've got a short story about a wheel off that we had here about 3 months ago. Customer called us, said, hey, I'm on the side of the road, wheels came off. We go out there, look at it. When the wheels came off the rear of this trailer, he was running 65 miles an hour. They crossed 2 opposing lanes of traffic, jumped 3 fences, and were at least 500 yards out in the field, when they stopped. This is 2 steel rims bolted to a hub with a drum on it. I'm going to say probably somewhere north of 500 to 600 pounds rolling weight at 65 mile an hour came off the truck. It's important that we teach these technicians to check the spindle as well as the bearings. We were all taught in the beginning, you pull them bearings out, you look at them, you check for pitting, you check for, any degradation in the chrome, you want to make sure it's right, don't put it back together unless it's right. Well, one thing that's getting skipped a lot of times is the spindle itself. The bearing manufacturer is only calling for 6 thousandths wear, that's not much. You know, a sheet of printer paper is somewhere in the area of about 3,000 thick. So it's 2 sheets of paper is all they're allowing you for wear. And the reason for that is when there's wear in the bottom side of the axle and this bearing is pushed up into the bore, or you know, the circumference of the hub bore, now it's become egg-shaped because it doesn't have that support of the axle. It becomes egg-shaped, you get friction, you get wear, you get premature failure, and you can get a really devastating effect, you know, if this assembly comes off and God forbid hits somebody. You know, it can be a very, very expensive thing, and it can be a very hard thing to live with, knowing that you could have prevented it. So we're going to go a little bit more in depth in the future about checking spindles, doing it, you know, the right way, using our spindle checker, physically looking at them, and then eventually here in the next week or two when I have time, we're going to go ahead, I'm going to do a micrometer video, show people how to use a micrometer. You know, some people out there may already know all this, and that's fine, that's great, but this is for the people who want to learn something, who want to know the right way to do it. And you know, as much as we're here to run a business and make money and replace spindles, we're also here to teach, because we want my family and your family to be safe on the highway, you know, when these trucks are next to you, knowing that we're doing it right every time. So thank you for your time. Give us a like, a thumbs up. You know, if we'll work on the video editing and a little bit of my video skills here. Maybe they'll get a little bit better in the future. Thank you for your time. United Axle, Central Florida. You can contact us on our website. You can buy our spindle testers directly through us, or you can go to our main corporate website, which is unitedaxle.com. I was right on the spindle tester we showed you earlier. You know, we want you guys to have the tools you need to do the job. We want you to have the knowledge that you need. If you guys have any questions, pick up the phone, call us. We'll answer anything we can answer for you and help you guys get back on the road as quick as we can. Thank you.